Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today, I wasn't planning on making this video for today, but I was in the middle of editing this video and I heard about something that was a little concerning for me, and I think a lot of people are going to participate in it. And I wanted to talk about this because I think it's important that we understand that with the gig economy, there are going to be things that people are going to try to do, and it's going to hurt you hurt you more by doing this than actually changing anything in the long term. So with that said, I want to talk about this upcoming strike, or actually I think it's already happening, the strike against Doordash with I think the Rideshare professor is spearheading it. I want to be as clear as possible. I'm not saying any of this to discredit the Rideshare professor or anything he has been doing. I understand all the points of view that he's stating. This is not to discredit any of that, but there is a lot of things that people should know about before striking. First off, Doordash has proven time and time again that they don't care whether or not you strike or not. Because number one, our reach as gig tubers is really not that far, honestly. I think Hannibal is Hungry actually stated pretty well. We have roughly 130,000 people in our gig tubing community, but as gig workers, we have millions of people watching this. Now, that we have millions of people participating in the gig economy. Now, whether or not we should be treated better or not, we absolutely should. We honestly, the amount of things that DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, they get away with is disgusting. And the most hilarious part is that they ask for help from us at the end of the day. But here's the reality. Regardless of your opinion about striking or not, they've proven over and over again that they don't work. People almost want you, us as gig workers, we actually almost prefer you strike so that way we can go out and make that money ourselves. Now, here's the flip side to that. Here's the other side that I think we don't acknowledge enough. What if we do not strike, how are our voices getting heard? It's not that they don't know these issues are there. Oh no, they know it's there. And they know they're the cause of it. But instead of them actually doing anything about it, instead of them actually taking the time to actually fix the problem, here's what they do. They ignore you and say they're going to do what we want to do anyway. Now, some people say, oh, they reduced base pay last time we strike. No, that wasn't because of the strike. That was because DoorDash is just bleeding money and they just want to keep more in their pocket. That's not the point. The point is, the real effective method to make sure, the truth of the matter is, we don't want DoorDash to change. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. The reality is we don't want DoorDash to change. We want our situation to be better. That's why we want DoorDash to change. We don't want them to change because they're just these terrible people. We know they're terrible people. We knew that for the longest time. At the end of the day, we want our lives to be better off, and a lot of that has to do with our pay, how we're treated, and everything else that goes into that. But how do you fix those issues without going through DoorDash? You remove dependence from DoorDash. You use the gig economy as an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. You stop having so much dependence on it, and then the emotional dependence you have, or whatever problems you have already with the gig economy, start to lift off of you, right? Because, oh, I'm not making enough money in the gig economy. I'm making a lot more in my side hustle that I've been working on for 2-3 years, maybe. So I'm going to focus on that until DoorDash gets their life together, or I'm going to start removing myself from doing this full-time to part-time, or I'm going to go even more part-time. I'll only do it on weekends, etc., etc. You know what I'm talking about. The point is that don't lose probably one of the more lucrative weekends for gig workers, whether it's rideshare, whether it's for DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever, simply because you have a problem with the gig companies. Everybody has the same problems. It's not, they aren't going to change. That's why that's part of the reason why the government is actually attacking them. And I say part of the reason because that is what they're telling us, not how it actually is. So, realistically speaking, still, the best thing you could do is just diversify your gig portfolio. I forgot to mention that. You could diversify your gig portfolio so they're not so dependent on DoorDash. You could do Uber Eats, Grubhub, Uber, Lyft, Instacart. I think Hannibal is Hungry does Rover. I think he said that. That's a pet sitting thing. I gotta actually make more videos about actual gigs you could do. But that's part of it. That's all part of the gig economy. It's not just DoorDash. I think we associate the gig economy with DoorDash because they're one of, if not the biggest delivery services in ever for a while now. And you can also remove your dependence from the gig economy by having a side hustle that will eventually remove you from the gig economy entirely. Hannibal is Hungry this weekend, you know what he's doing? He's doing Rover, which is a pet sitting thing, and he's doing content creation. He is not dependent on the gig economy anymore. Not to the extent that everyone else is. Either way, don't think of a strike as a way when you think of a strike, you think of it as a way to solve the problems you currently have. There are other ways to solve the problems. Start looking for those ways within your own life without having to depend on the external company, because let's be honest, they're not going to do what's right by us at the end of the day anyway. But anyway, that's really all I have to say. If you guys are still striking, I'm with you. I hope that you make some sort of change, but honestly, I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!